What is up, Rebels? This is the Ruler, and today I'm actually going to be doing the video that I promised in my Where Are the Dip Reviews, the Ruler video. I'm going to be listing all the dip flavors that I've tried, and I want you guys to pick out what flavor you want me to do for a dip review. My very first dip review, my very first official dip review will be of Copenhagen Black. So don't pick that. You can pick any of these other flavors. I also said that I picked the flavors that I think are a little bit more difficult to get, but they're not impossible. So how about we get straight into it? What I'm going to be doing is each brand. I'm going to go by brand, and I'm going to start out with the brands that I tried the least amount of flavors in. Like, say I only tried one flavor of a brand. I'm going to go with that, and then I'm going to work my way up. You'll see in the video. Okay. We're going to start out with 3 different dips. I only had one of each of these brands, whatever the hell that means. Up first, Copenhagen Wintergreen. It's a shitty dip. I mean, you can get the you get the wintergreen flavor. It just sucks. Cold shiver. I mean, if it was the last thing on earth, yeah, I'd still dip it. I give it that. Okay. Up next, Longhorn Mint. It's actually a good mint. It's the best mint I've ever had. Like, as in, like, the cheaper dips, it's the best mint I ever had. The best mint, I think, officially that I ever had was Copenhagen Mint. Whatever. Also, I've tried Longhorn Wintergreen. It's not bad. Well, to me, it is not bad. A lot of people say it sucks. I mean, it wouldn't be my everyday, but I can get through a can. Okay, up next. I don't think I'm forgetting any. Up next is Husky Fine Cut Natural. I picked this up the same day that I applied for a High Apple Prince. I never got the job, so they can go fuck themselves. So, up next is going to be some snus. Some of the Camel snus. We got Winter Chill. And we got Frost. Now, with these, I'm just going to put these over here. The Winter Chill, I don't really know what it's supposed to taste like. But I'd say it's an okay flavor. I wouldn't kill for it, but like I said, it's okay. The Frost, I really like the Frost, just because it's mint. I don't know if I'd really... I keep doing that. Would I swallow my snooze juice? No, because swallowing is fucking gay. Okay. Actually, here, let me move. I'm just going to put these over here. Up next, we're going to do some Red Seal. Actually, yeah, we'll do Red Seal. I already brought it up. Okay. Before I list these ones off, I've tried... Well, the one that's not here today is Red Seal Fine Cut Natural. That was actually my very first fine cut dip ever. It was back in, I think, February of last year. Give or take, somewhere around there. Yeah, because that was around the time I broke up with my ex around that time. One of the worst. It kind of tastes like worm dirt, but it's a good dip. I'd still recommend it. Up first of the cans that I have here is Red Seal Wintergreen. Red Seal Wintergreen. It is definitely a wintergreen that I could dip again. I like this wintergreen. I don't know if I said this in my first dip experience or whatever, but whenever I first started dipping, I hated wintergreen. But as I went along, I started to like it a little bit more. I mean, I think right now, I think I like Grizzly Wintergreen more than Copenhagen Wintergreen. I think that's just because of the price. Whatever. Up next, I almost said Grizzly. Red Seal Long Cut Natural. Very first time I ever even smelled it, I didn't like it. I tried it, did not like it at all. No, seriously, I hated it. Well, no, I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it a lot. I like it now. Up next, Red Seal Mint. I would actually dip Red Seal Mint more, but they don't sell it around here. The only time I ever found it was at Sheetz. Red Seal Mint really is a good mint. I fell in love with it the first time I ever tried it. And I think at that time, it was actually a school night. You know, you gotta have them chews before you go to bed. Chews, dips, rubs, whatever you want to call it. Okay, up next, we're gonna be doing some Stokers. Up first. No, not you. I don't like you. Up first, Stoker's Long Cut Straight. Now, Stoker's Long Cut Straight, it isn't a bad straight. You know, if you ever dip Stokers, you know Stokers, well, it has, I don't know how to explain it. It has its own distinctive taste. Like, you can obviously tell when you're dipping. You can obviously tell when you're dipping Stokers. Other than the pinchability. It's just that taste. It's a really good taste, by the way. Okay. Enough of that. I'm just going to show these two at the same time because I feel like it. We got Stoker's Wintergreen and Stoker's Mint. Stoker's Mint, the very first time I tried this, loved it. That's what happens with a lot of dips. Usually the first time I try it, I love it. I think I've only had maybe 2 or 3 cans in total of Stoker's Mint. I don't know why. I would have dipped it more because I really liked it. Well, whenever I first was doing it, I loved it, and then I stopped doing it for a while, and when I picked it back up, I didn't like it as much. Obviously, again, you saw Stoker's Wintergreen. I personally think Stoker's Wintergreen burns more than Grizzly Wintergreen. I mean, a lot of you can probably disagree. I mean, I think a good couple people in the dipping community say that Grizzly's the strongest, like, roughest dip out there, I guess. Like, it burns more than anything. Like, if you dip Grizzly, you're, like, invincible to anything. I don't think that's true. But I respect everyone's opinion. So, up next, we're going to be doing some Grizzlies. I dip a lot of Grizzly. Primarily Grizzly nowadays. Let me just get... Let me get all these pouches out of the way. Alright, I'm gonna lay these ones out because I don't feel like holding 3. We got Grizzly Mint Pouches, Grizzly Wintergreen Pouches, and Grizzly Dark Wintergreen Pouches. Now, I've tried Mint Pouches. You got all of them, camera woman? Got them all? Mm-hmm. Alright, so I'm just gonna move these over here. I've tried Grizzly Mint... God damn it. I've tried Grizzly Mint Pouches. They're okay. I still would rather have long cut. With all these dips, I'd rather have long cut. Except for maybe one of the Skoals. I thought the Mint Pouches, like I said, was okay. God damn it. The Dark Wintergreen Pouches, I actually am okay with the Dark Wintergreen Pouches. Again, still prefer long cut. And actually, the Grizzly Wintergreen... What's in here? With the Grizzly Wintergreen Pouches, I never actually had them. So I can't give you an opinion on those. That was actually a can from my boy Scott. Considering, I think technically I'm really the only one that has a dip tower. Out of me, Scott, and Anthony. Now, I'm just putting these here so I can just, you know, go like, bam. Up next, Grizzly Long Cut, Extra Long Cut Natural. Grizzly Extra Long Cut Natural. To me, it has like a woodsy kind of flavor. It's actually not a bad flavor, I will admit. Also, let me just throw this in here. Can you see that? Okay. To me, the Extra Long Cut Natural and the Long Cut Natural, obviously they're similar. That's a word. To me, the only difference between really these, other than the cut, is this is more like a salty in it. Like, this tastes more like salty. Salty? Is that a good way to explain it? And this one tastes more like wood. Or the woodsy flavor. Then obviously, Grizzly Snuff. You know, all of these are practically the same. But, really, the only difference between all of these, other than the cut, is the flavor. The flavors are slightly off. Now, Grizzly Snuff, let me just touch a little bit more on that. The first time I had Grizzly Snuff, I liked it. I didn't like the cut. So I'm not really a fine cut guy. Up next, I'm going to be adding these two together, showing these two together, because they're both fine cut. Grizzly Premium Natural Long Cut and Grizzly Wintergreen Fine Cut. Did I say long cut for this? Grizzly Fine Cut Natural and Grizzly Fine Cut Wintergreen. First time I ever had Grizzly Fine Cut Wintergreen, it burnt the living fuckhole out of my lip. And it burnt, to me, Grizzly Fine Cut Wintergreen burns more than freaking Grizzly Long Cut Wintergreen. Which I think is kind of weird, because people say Grizzly Long Cut Wintergreen burns more than anything. But, I mean, I think it's good. I wouldn't dip it all the time, but if someone gave it to me, I would dip it. No problem. Alright, up next, are we over 10? Fuck me. Up next, we got Grizzly Wide Cut Wintergreen. First time I had this, it wasn't really good, probably because it was expired, but I didn't care, I just wanted to try it. I mean, it still tasted okay, it's just it tasted off. It would have tasted better if it was fresh, or, you know, not expired. Overall, a good dip. Okay, up next, whatever, Grizzly Mint. Quit my job. First time I ever had Grizzly Mint, I liked it, and I mean, I freaking loved it. It was like one of the best things I ever tasted. Then, as I kept on dipping it, it went downhill. Probably because Grizzly Mint is so fucking dry. I mean, you could still get some juice out of it, but goddamn, it's dry. Alright, up next, Grizzly Dark Mint. Grizzly Dark Mint. First time I ever had that, oh my god. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a school, I don't remember what day, I don't remember the dates. But, it was a school day, and typically what I did in school, I packed a dip for the morning bus ride, the evening bus ride, and sometimes I'd even dip in school. I don't recommend dipping in school. Because, I mean, technically I never got caught in school. I got caught on the bus. But, whatever. Hell, I even had a dip in my lip. Well, it wasn't a dip, it was pouches, but I had a pouch or two in my lip in front of the whole fucking school. I don't think I ever told you that, did I, Camera Woman? Nobody knew, so I was fine. Well, I think the only person that knew was Jackie, but whatever. I think I was done with that story. But, okay, I think I didn't finish on Grizzly Dark Mint, did I? I don't think so. Overall, it's a good dip. I'd recommend it. Same deal. I started dipping it for a while, and then I got off of it because they didn't sell it around here anymore. It started selling up again. I didn't like it anymore, as much anymore. It didn't have that same flavor. Probably because my taste buds have changed. I don't know. Up next, Grizzly Wintergreen Long Cut. Ooh. One of the fancy cans. Honestly, recently, whenever Grizzly, is coming out with these freaking badass can lids, that's the only reason why I get them. Get Grizzly Wintergreens because of the can lids. It's gonna smell like shit here, so don't mind that. Grizzly Wintergreen, I hated, like I said, and I think my first long cut experience or whatever video it was called. I hated Wintergreen, all the fucking Wintergreens ever. I think I started liking Wintergreen whenever it was junior year. I know that for sure. Like later on in the junior year, what? Yeah, I think it was like the second half of junior year. Or more so whenever it was like, starting to get warm. More towards the end of the year. I know that for sure. I started to like Grizzly Wintergreen more. Reason being, it's because Scotty gave me a couple cans back then. Like, I gave him some dip, he paid me back. Back then, oh my god, I put in a decent lip of Grizzly Wintergreen. I'd lay my head on the bus seat, I was zinging. Felt good, I ain't gonna lie. But, whatever. Okay, I need to move on. Up next, Grizzly Dark Select. Actually, I'll do these at the same time. Grizzly Dark Select and Grizzly Straight. Pretty much, they're both straights. I mean, Grizzly Straight, the first time I tried it, or whenever, I cracked a can and smelled it, it smelled kind of like wintergreen. I don't know why, but it had that wintergreen smell. It tasted just like a straight. I didn't taste no wintergreen. Or maybe a little bit, I don't remember. But overall, I thought it was okay. Now, the Grizzly Dark Select. Originally, what I thought was going to happen with this, it was going to come out as a Premium Dark Straight, but now they changed it to Dark Select. I don't understand. To me, it kind of it's like a smoky, dark, straight flavor. It's alright. My first can of this, I loved it at first, but then as I was going on through a can, I didn't really like it anymore. But I would still dip it. Nevertheless, whatever the fuck. Alright, so up next I'm going to be doing my Skoal. If my wording kind of doesn't exactly line up with the first clip, it's because my battery died and I don't feel like going through and watching the whole fucking thing just to make sure my words are lined up. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. Okay. So I'm going to do the second triangle first, or first triangle first, whatever the hell. Okay, up first, we got Skoal Berry. Now, Skoal Berry is one of the worst dips I've ever had. Pretty much all the fruity flavors, I think, except peach. Like, I hate all the fruity flavors, I think, except peach. But, I don't remember. Skoal Berry. The very first time I tried it. I didn't think it was bad. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was bad. I mean, I didn't think it was the best thing ever, but I didn't think it was terrible. Just because I didn't know what it was supposed to be like. It's kind of like the same thing with the Dark Select. I liked it. I didn't necessarily like it at first, but it wasn't as bad as first. It got worse as time went on. I'm going to be pairing these two up. Skoal Apple and Skoal Apple Pouches and Long Cut. Now, I had pouches first. And I'm not going to lie. I really digged Skoal Apple Pouches. They were like, I don't know why, they just tasted like fucking amazing. It was like candy. But then, later on down the line, when I tried Skoal Apple Long Cut, it was terrible. I mean, it was okay for a little bit, blah, whatever. I'm not even going to talk too much about that one. Okay, let's go with this one next. Up next, Skoal Cherry. Long cut. Now, Skoal Cherry. The very first can of Skoal Cherry I ever had was in 11th grade. My friend Donald, a friend, acquaintance, I don't know. He I gave him a can of Copenhagen Mint Pouches, and he gave me a can of Skoal Cherry. I smelled it. It smelled okay. I opened up the can in class, which that was the stupid part, but the teacher wasn't there, so I was fine. Skoal Citrus. I thought it was kind of an interesting thing to try, because it's citrus, like a citrus flavoring added to dip. I don't think that was necessarily a good thing by Skoal to do that, because it wasn't the best thing ever. The best thing ever is Copenhagen. Copenhagen, then then like a Stoker / Grizzly. I've had one can of Skoal Citrus, and I don't know if I'll ever do it again. I mean, I might, maybe for a suicide, like a Skoal suicide, like kind of like Outlaw did, but not for a video, just like, you know, something I do in the backyard. Now, Skoal Xtra Rich. It's supposed to be a combination of Skoal Cherry and Berry. And honestly, I mean, I kind of get, whenever I put it, I dip it right in, I kind of get like a fruit punch looking thing there. That makes sense, right? So, it was honestly not bad to me, but just because it's cherry and berry, no. Would I dip it again? Maybe for a suicide. Maybe. Alright, let's move on to the next triangle of Skoals. Let's go with this first. Up first, Skoal Mint Snooze. Now, Skoal Mint Snooze, if you don't know what this is, it is literally a dry white pouch, or, well, it's not on the can pouches, but it's really portions. I'm not going to go into too much about that, about the differences between pouches and portions. Skoal Snooze, I actually like this stuff. This is the one Skoal that I really would dip, like, if people got it for me, I'd dip it every day, I guess. But, I dip it every day, like, maybe have one a day. It's good. That's the one Skoal I would recommend. I still need to try the Smooth Mint, but I have never found it yet. Okay, I don't even know what was up next. Let's go with the mints. Okay, up next, Skoal Classic Mint. Now, Skoal Classic Mint was the first can of dip that was ever purchased for me. Honestly, I liked Skoal Mint back then. I don't know if I ever had it since, but it's not a bad flavor. Well, like I said, at that time, it is not a bad flavor. I actually really dug it back then. Would I dig it now? I don't know. I haven't had it in a while. And one thing, I kind of am sorry for not talking a whole lot about these flavors, because it is such a longer video. You know, I'm kind of trying to keep it brief on each can, but I like to ramble. Okay, up next, Skoal Spearmint. Now, Skoal Spearmint, I'm not going to lie, the very first can I ever had, I didn't like it very much. But then I started to get a craving for it, and then I got another can, and oh my god, I freaking love this stuff. I really like Skoal Spearmint. Now, I don't really like Skoal a whole hell of a lot, just because Skoal sucks. Don't judge me. But, really the only Skoal flavors. Oh wait, I just realized I have another can that I should have had, but I don't have. Really the only Skoals that I think I would dip nowadays, like if I had to, like, pick up one of these, it'd probably either be any of the mints, really. Okay, I'm gonna do like a double up here, I guess, but I don't have the can to show you. I have, well, right now I have Skoal Xtra Wintergreen, And the other I'm going to pair with that is Skoal Xtra Mint. Now, I don't know what happened to my Skoal Xtra Mint can. It probably went to hell or Timbuktu. But the Skoal Xtra Mint I really dug. I thought it was pretty damn good. I think it's better than Skoal Mint. But overall, would I dip that every day? I don't know. If I was forced to, like that was the only dip, yeah, I would dip it every day. And the Skoal Xtra Wintergreen, I don't really like it very much. I don't really like any of the Skoal Wintergreens really. Okay, up next, Skoal Fine Cut Wintergreen, the original Skoal. Now this shit, I paid $4 or something like this for it. I wouldn't pay $4 for Skoal. Now I know up in like New York and Mass, they pay like $10 or something for can of Skoal, which is ridiculous. But whatever. Would I dip original Fine Cut Wintergreen again? Probably not. Also, I tried Skoal Long Cut Wintergreen. It's not bad. I probably wouldn't dip that every day. If it was, again, if it came down to it being the only dip out there, yeah, I would. Now, finally, for last Skoal Peach. Now, Skoal Peach. That is actually my most favorite Skoal. I honestly like Peach better than freaking Mint. No, don't mind me. I'm just pissing around in this box. Whenever I was dipping that can, I like couldn't believe how good it was. So, again, that is really, really good. All right, so we're now gonna be moving into the manly stuff. Copenhagen, yay! I'm gonna put this out in a triangle. That's a triangle. Okay. Up first, Copenhagen Wintergreen. Copenhagen Wintergreen. The first time I had a can of Copenhagen Wintergreen was whenever I hated Wintergreen. I took one dip of it and I was like, ugh. I had one of those cringe-worthy orgasms, you know? Right, camera woman? Okay. And let's see, I took the one dip and then I gave it to Scott because I didn't like it at first. Then, obviously, you know, later on down the line, I tried again and I actually like it. Blah, blah, blah. So, I'm going to double up on this one too. Here we have Copenhagen Mint Pouches. And also I'm going to pair up Copenhagen Original Pouches. My very first, like, ever tobacco that I ever consumed was Copenhagen Original Pouches. And back then, I actually liked them. I haven't had them in a while. Probably since like November 2015, give or take. So, nonetheless, they're okay. I think whenever I was on my mint pouches kick, I tried one pouch of the original and I spit it out right away. I hated it. But, whatever. I still need to try the wintergreen pouches. We're paying $5, $4, $4 or $5 for a can of those. Fuck that. Okay, up next, Copenhagen Mint. The Copenhagen Mint. There was a little time a while back where I was on a huge Copenhagen Mint kick. That's literally all I would dip. I would not dip anything else at all. But I think what happened was, it was back whenever I was on my Grizzly Mint kick, dark mint kick. I got a can of Copenhagen Mint, and after that can, I just kept on. That's when I started my mint kick. Didn't last too. I don't think it lasted very long. Whatever. Okay. Up next, Copenhagen Straight. Now I actually kind of do have a little bit of a story for Straight. My very first can of Copenhagen Straight, I had my boy Scott's dad buy me a can. Well, actually, no. I was talking to Scott that I wanted about it because I wanted to try it. And, you know, he got his dad to buy it. Big whoop. I cracked the can. Whenever I got home, I cracked it, smelled it. Ugh. I hated it. Then literally that next day, I put me in a dip. And I was walking down to get the mail. Didn't like it. On the way back, I spit it out. Dumped the rest of the can. That's how bad I hated it. Alright, moving on. Oh, this is the one that the label came off almost completely. Copenhagen Southern Blend. Now, Copenhagen Southern Blend, that is the dip that I use for the pumpkin spice dip. Blah, buckety, blah, buckety. Copenhagen Southern Blend. I think it's good. Even though it has like a tea flavor to it. I hate tea. Like, if tea was the only drink left on the planet, I'd probably be dehydrated. I'd die of dehydration. Probably. That's how much I really don't like tea. I'd probably have to have a gun to my head for me to drink tea, honestly. But that's really it for that one. Okay, I'm going to double these ones up. Copenhagen Smooth Mint and Wintergreen. Now, my favorite out of these two is Copenhagen Smooth Mint. Now, the thing with these two, they're obviously not as punching you in the face as their originals, as in original Mint and original Wintergreen. Now, I did the smell test, because I think I was dipping the Smooth Wintergreen at the time, and I just smelled the Copenhagen Wintergreen, like, you know, not even cracked. And the Copenhagen Wintergreen punch you in the face with the one. Compared to the Smooth Wintergreen, it's a punch you in the face Wintergreen. But that's enough of that. I don't want to ramble anymore on that. Now, what I want to know is, about a year or so ago, or really any time, how can people confuse the Copenhagen Natural the natural cans with the original Copenhagen black cans? The difference between those two was the black can had, I actually picked this one up, had like a brass rim. I'd say, you say that's brass?
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're okay with your voice staying in there right there, because I don't know how to edit. And like the background here, can you see like the background? What I mean? Was darker. And well, pretty much everything you see on here that's silver was brass. Like, you know, the letterings and shit was all brass. Color, that is. One thing I will say, I think the Extra Long Cut Natural for Copenhagen is kind of similar to the Grizzly Extra Long Cut Natural. They both have like a woodsy kind of flavor to them. But I still think Copenhagen has more of a woodsy flavor than, well, Copenhagen Natural has more of a woodsy flavor than Grizzly Natural. Extra Long Cut. Which one's this? Long Cut. No, for Copenhagen Long Cut. The very first time I ever tried that, I actually got a can from Peachin's Express. And I actually dipped it in front of my dad. Surprisingly enough, I didn't get caught. I mean, he knows I dipped before, but he doesn't know that I still do it. Copenhagen Original, I definitely recommend it. It was kind of weird at first, because I was never really a fan of natural. Until, like, you know, around now, I guess. Done with those. Now, shit. Copenhagen Snuff. The granddaddy of all dips. Son of a bitch. How many fell? Okay, I'm keeping this in the video. Is that it? Yeah. You see any more on your side? No. I think we're good. No. That's the bag of dips. Well, like I said with Copenhagen Snuff, granddaddy of all dips. I really do like Copenhagen Snuff. I think that I said Copenhagen Snuff was my #1 favorite dip of all time. And it is. But you don't see me dipping it all the time. The reason being, it's $5 a can. And I go through a can. I used to go through one can every 3 days. Well, it used to be like 2 days. Anywhere from like 1.5 to 2 days. Then I stretched it to 3, and now one can will last me 3, 4, 5 days. That'll be it for that. And up for last, good lingo, Copenhagen Black, Weyman's Reserve. I love this shit. There was only one problem with me the very first time I ever tried it. I tried it right after that freaking pumpkin spice blend dip, and it didn't really taste like it a hell of a lot. The first half of that dip, it didn't taste like Copenhagen Black at all. And then the second half, I started to get a little bit more of it. And the one thing I kind of don't really like about Copenhagen Black is kind of the pinchability. To me, the pinchability of Copenhagen Black is kind of similar to Copenhagen Natural. Copenhagen Long Cut. Can't believe I fucked that up. Okay, that will be it for all those dips. Now, I'm going to be showing you exactly which dips are actually harder to find. Well, I don't really know about this one, but... Okay, up first, the Copenhagen Smooths. These are really, well, I shouldn't say they're too hard to find, but the only time I ever saw them was at a Sheetz. I believe it was just a Sheetz. So I'd have to go out to, I think, Somerset to get these. Maybe. I might be able to get them in Connellsville. I don't know. Up next, for one of the kind of harder ones to find, is Husky Natural Fine Cut. I got that at Speedy Meaties in Normalville, so it might still be there. I don't know. I haven't seen their selection in, I'd say, a month or so. Wouldn't you say, Camera Woman? So, up next with the cans that are kind of hard to find. Obviously, this is another clip. Interruptions, like always. I'm going to double these ones up, because I like to double things up. Grizzly Wide Cut Wintergreen and Grizzly Mint Pouches. Now, I'm not really sure about the mint pouches being so rare, because I've seen them down at the store where I get my stuff, but I don't think I've seen it recently, so it might be rare. Now, the Grizzly Wide Cut, I've only seen this one time down at the store where I buy my shit, and I didn't get it. I think this was at the earlier one. It was around the time where nobody was really okay with me dipping. Well, Camera Woman there, well, my mom. Camera Woman, you my mother? No? Right? You ain't my mom? Okay. She ain't my mom. I don't know why I just had to throw that in there. Obviously, the mother doesn't like it, but doesn't care at the same time. I'm 18 years old. I can do whatever the fuck I want, kind of. Alright, I'm going to dub these ones up too. Stoker's Mint and Wintergreen. Now, I don't think I said it earlier, did I, about the mint used to be sold down there? Oh, I think I maybe said it in one of the other clips. Or the other takes. I think this was sold down there too. I know the mint was, that's where I originally got this. Well, like my first can. Now, all they sell down there is Straight. And I think I got these at Sheetz. Probably the same Sheetz I got a couple other things as well. Up next is another dip that's kind of hard to find, is Skoal Peach. Now, with Skoal Peach, I don't think it was ever sold down here at the store. I mean, maybe it was a while back, but not no more. And finally, Red Seal Mint. Red Seal Mint has never been sold at that store. A couple months ago, whenever they were getting shipments and shit, I seen on the ground that there was like their boxes of dip. There was a red seal straight in there, and I really wanted to try that, but I've never seen it before, or I was never able to get it. So, I mean, I've seen it one other time, and that was at Sheets, obviously, but I decided to get Mint instead. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I've caused enough hell in this video already. I'm dragging the fucking tablecloth off this bitch. So, for now, so far, this is really it. Now, what I want you guys to do, other than, well, I would like you guys to do, my bad. I would like you to comment 2 flavors of dip on which you want me to do a review on. Like I said, don't charge me. Like I said, I'm already doing the Copenhagen Black, so don't pick that one. Pick any of the other flavors. Maybe what I'll do, what I might do, since I don't think, no, there's no repeats in here. I'll fix it later. I will go through and I will put in the description every single dip can that I have, or everything that I've shown in this video. I'll put it all in the description, just so you can go down there and look, to make sure, so you don't have to like go rewatch and shit. Also, I'm going to be putting my social medias in there, blah, 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 you know, same old shit. Alright guys, that'll be it for now. Respect Trump, make America great again. Respect the naval jack flag, and I don't have it on me, but respect the battle flag. I will see you guys in the next one. Wait, wrong one. See you guys in the next one. Take care.